Let's try d4. Oh, we got a strong player here, 1857. Playing a Benoni, a Benko gambit. So I play this half accepted line. You take once. Is that normal that he does this so soon? If I take, oh no, the queen's still defending this pawn. I was thinking I was losing this pawn, which seemed unusual. And then you don't bother taking again. So it's not a gambit at this point. I've just given the pawn back. And eventually, oh, you know what I should have done is I'm supposed to push this pawn. Okay, well, this is different. This is not the line I usually play. So we'll see if this gets me into any trouble here. Okay. I'm going to castle by hand, it looks like. And so things are looking good so far. Did he end up? He ended up giving up a pawn, I guess, because he traded. So it did end up being a sacrifice. I mean, yeah, a gambit. It did end up being a gambit. Do I care about this knight here? I think I do. It's going to go to a good square here, but you know, I can trade it off at some point. Or I could kick it with f4. Because I want to put my knight on the c4 square, and he's kind of in the way. Oh, he's giving up a knight. Did the knight have nowhere to go? Let's check. Here, 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 here. Yeah, that knight had nowhere to go. Okay, well, this then is certainly good for me. If he wants to grab a pawn on the edge here, I will let him. Ah, I decided to retreat his knight. Okay, so where are the weaknesses here? Could push this pawn, but he just takes it. And start by developing this bishop. I have 3 pieces on the pawn, so he takes, I take. Yeah, it looks like I can just push it. Let's go ahead and do that. Ah, he decides to go with a pawn maneuver there. So yeah, let's keep pushing. Yeah, there's maybe a problem here. Queen has this. I can block here. he pushes the pawn forward to chase my knight away. The bishop blockades a further movement of the pawn. So, buy myself some time to get out of this diagonal. I should come out of this okay. I might lose this pawn. Okay, now I can take, I'll just take this one then. Do I want to do that? Let's support this pawn instead. Yeah, he really likes pushing. Well, I was planning to go here anyway, but I don't know if I like this so much anymore. Oh yeah, because I take this pawn. So this is still good. Knight takes, pawn takes, queen takes. I will accept that. Then I can take here. Yeah, so there is a check here, or here, yeah, check here. Picks up the knight. There's also another check, but yeah, let's take the knight. That's right, the other check doesn't really work until the knight is gone. So check here. And then here. All right, well, that was a nice win. Let's see. Going back to the beginning, yeah, let's go to the analysis board. There was one thing I wanted to ask the chess engine about here. So this is a Benoni. This is all standard. This is the Benko gambit. I take, he pushes. Now the move I usually play here is b3, yeah, and then queen takes or pawn up. I haven't seen pawn up. Usually queen takes or he moves the knight. Moves the bishop. Actually, I'm interested in this now. What is the answer to this move? The answer is just develop your knight. Okay. But you can see this is about even. If you play takes, this is the accepted, and that's you can see that's a top choice. B takes a6 is taking it, and it leads to a complicated position. Yeah, usually black will take here. But you can see that it's good for white actually. So it is a gambit. Let's see. So he did this, and instead of pushing the pawn, I played. The c3 is a good move here. Interesting. So that's something to try. Anyway, what I played was the knight out, and this is still good for me then. So I guess this is okay the way I played it. He played there, and then what should I do here? I should play that, which I did, so I've got a good position now. So what was his mistake, actually? After I developed the knight, he should have taken right away. He's got the check, and then, he gets some development. But still okay for white. Queen d3 is the best way to meet this. Okay, so that's a little bit about how to play this position. And then in the game, what did I play? I went here. Oh, yeah, and he went there. And then actually I'm a little bit better. And then he took. And actually, it doesn't even want me to take back. Oh, take with the bishop. This makes more sense. Yeah. Why move this piece twice when you can take with a piece that you haven't developed yet? And then I keep that edge. Because it got to be pretty even towards the later part of the game. I was happy to win this in the end. Okay, let's see if we can get a rapid game. Here we go. Okay, Mr. Tall, I'm going to try a French defense, I guess. M. Tall, 177. Okay, this is a Winawer gambit. No, not Winawer gambit. Just the Winawer defense to the French. French defense Winawer variation. So this is standard so far. White pushes and black plays C5 to undermine the center. And the pin on this is like in the Nimzo Indian. It's just designed to restrict that knight and support the light squares in the center, trading off that knight if necessary and giving him a doubled pawn. Now the interesting thing is here there's some tactics along this line here. So you put the queen here, take, and then the queen can come here and check in some cases with a fork of the rook. And it doesn't work in this position, but sometimes it does. And you don't worry about, let's erase all the paint. You don't worry about white taking that pawn. It gives him tripled pawns, which you can always capture one of them. I think, do you develop the knight first? Yeah, I think the knight development is a natural move. But no, maybe I needed to develop the queen first, because when he brings his queen out here, you want to be able to play a pawn forward and have the queen defending. Yeah, yeah. So actually, I made a mistake in the line that I was thinking of. I think this is playable too, but what is it? Well, you do defend this pawn. I think you actually move the king here. Now, knight here would hit the queen, but he can take it with his bishop. So let's just bring the knight out this way and try and block some of these lines. Well, the French defense often leads to interesting and complicated positions. It's one of the things I like about it. So looks like we're headed that way. Complicated, at least. He could try to pin the knight with the bishop, but my queen is going to go to this square anyway, looking in two directions. We can erase things. The queen from this square is looking in this direction to defend and in this direction to attack. So kind of a dual purpose move. So let's go ahead and do that now. Another possibility would be to put the knight up here. Right now, though, he's got bishop and queen. I have a bishop supporting it, but I would actually lose the pawn, it looks like. Let's go with the knight here, see if he wants to take. I think, actually, did I ever have a chance? After I did queen c7 here, he castled. Okay, yeah, so I never had a chance to play this tactic because he'd already castled right after I put the queen on c7. Okay, he wants to chase the knight away. Let's chase the queen. And stop the pawn from coming forward and chasing the knight. Yeah, so now there's a problem. He can take this knight and then take the pawn. But he's not taking the knight with check, so I can chase his queen away first, right? I'm thinking, does it matter if I go here or here? I may want to play F5 next. So I go here and the queen drops back, keeping the pressure on my knight. I kind of have to play... if I play F5, I lose the knight. So putting the queen here gives the knight a retreat square, or gives the other knight a square to come in and defend it with. Yeah, I think if the queen retreats, keeps the pressure on the knight, that bring the other knight over. So it's defended, and then I still have the idea of playing F4. If he takes en passant, the queen cannot take. Maybe not. Maybe after knight here and queen back and knight here, I'm threatening knight here. He trades at least to have it defended by the bishop. And threatening to maybe push the pawn forward, hitting the queen. Well, let's see what he comes up with. I think, he can just trade queens, of course. Drag my knight back, maybe take a pawn. But I think, with the queen's off the board, my bizarre king position won't be such a problem. I think I should be able to play it. Play this line. So he goes there immediately. Why is that? Yeah, I mean, it's not like he's losing the queen, but it's not like he's gaining a pawn either. So he just gave up a lot of material for not much. Okay. I mean, not gave up material, but just traded it off. Also, this pawn is hanging now. This pawn is still hanging. It's been hanging all along. This pawn is defended by the bishop. And this bishop is not hitting any targets at the moment. Yeah, so it looks like he neglected to defend the center. So I think I will just take it. Don't see a problem with that. The knight from this square can even come over here and join in on the king side. Ah, that's his idea. Okay. He just wanted to get this out with check. So is there a problem? No, I don't see a problem. As long as this is defended, it's a light squared piece. I'm threatening to take this pawn or this pawn, so and if he takes, I'll take back. So it looks like I picked up a pawn. Although, you know, one thing this bishop does, one good thing about this move is that I can't escape with my rook. My rook is now very much confined to the corner, but my king will step up here soon enough, and then I'll be okay. I can't go here or here with the king, but I surely can go here. I can push this pawn and put the bishop here. I think I'm okay. I should have noticed, though. You know, one thing I've been doing lately, one of the reasons my rating has been falling, is because I haven't been thoroughly checking my opponent's moves. So, you know, he pushed his pawn. I said I didn't think that did anything, but obviously he was opening it up for this bishop. I should have checked that move before making mine. Okay, so now the question is, do I want the knight over here on the king side? I can take this pawn and maybe push. I move the knight here, he'll just defend the pawn, and then I don't have anywhere to go from there. Or I could go back here where it's attacking the center and helping defend the queen side a bit. You know, I realized now that he's got a rook here, putting my king here is probably not a great idea, right? He could immediately exploit the pin. But now it's not a problem. Okay. So what do I want to do? I want to get my king off the back rank because I want to connect my rooks. I want to get the bishop off the back rank. I could start with the bishop, but I can no longer... And one time I had the idea of bishop here and walking the king around like this, but he's got that bishop pretty securely fastened there. So let's just move the king up here. So I just need to unwind my pieces somehow, you know, b6, bishop a6, and connect the rooks. Yeah, he's spotted this idea. So if I take, then he's got a discovered check with his bishop. So let's go here. so that I could take back with the knight. And if he trades his bishop for my knight, I think I'll be happy with that result. Can also take back with the pawn, but that would leave the possibility of him pushing the pawn forward. So I think taking back with the knight is the right answer. Then the king sitting here is okay. The knight guards this square where his rook might come in and check my king. And again, b6 and bishop a6 look like moves to go for. And then I can use the c file to get my rooks into the game. Rook to c8 and then up and then double. Okay, let's see where he's going. He can go here or here. Those are covered. Well, that's where he came from. This is covered. On this side, he's defending the bishop, or he's going here. So this fits into my plan. I want to keep him out of this square. And I want to play b6 so my bishop has moves. If he drops back to attack my knight, well, we'll see. I might just be able to take it. But yeah, I definitely wanted my bishop out of the way. I'm defending this, yeah, because I was worried about that move. Now the question is, should I take? So if I take, he gets a discovered check with his bishop. My king does not have a lot of spaces to go to. This bishop can go here, hitting this pawn. Yeah, I think I don't want to. I think I don't want to move my knight. I want to bring my rooks out as I planned, force him to take. We might end up in a opposite colored bishop endgame where I only have one extra pawn, which could be a problem. Okay, so I kick the knight. Where is it going? Here, here, or back where it came from. Yeah, if he goes here, hitting my knight, that's kind of annoying, his control over this c8 square. But I think I could take his rook and then bring my rook here and just force him back somewhere where I could at least trade it off. Yeah, it actually looks like I would win the knight then. Right, knight to a7. Okay, so he didn't go for that. Okay, so I want to double rooks. So where's a good way to start? Here it's defended. Yeah, so I gain a tempo because this hits his rook. think, yeah, if he attacks my knight, I might just go back here, cover this entry square. The other possibility would be to bring the rook here and get the last piece into the game. Yeah, why not do this? I want to get this rook activated. I was worried there might be some tactical trick here, like he takes here and I take and then leaves this undefended, but the bishop is defending it, so I think there are no tricks. There's no longer a pin I have to worry about here. So I moved his king there. So now I come in with the knight. Oh yeah, there was a fork. I was threatening a fork. I wonder, let's go back a couple of moves. Boom, boom. Yeah, okay, his knight is covering the square. I was wondering if I had missed a fork. But his knight has got it covered. Okay. So I guess it's all right what I did. I could take this pawn. That would give me a more secure advantage. Okay, so yeah, bishops and knights and 2 extra pawns. He can have that one, I think. He's earned it. What's the fastest way to move these pawns forward? That's the question. Now I can push, but he can attack it. So, and then I may be in a bit of trouble. So knight back here. I say you have to make haste slowly in the end game. I'm going to mount the bishop here. Or maybe here with check. And just push these pawns forward. Maybe walk my king up as needed. So I have this pawn defended by the check, so I can't actually go ahead and push here. If knight takes pawn, then bishop here, check, picks up the knight. So then I can push it here. It's getting to be where it's unstoppable. The bishop defends this square, the knight defends this square, and this square is not under attack. Yeah, I think he's lost it now. He will lose a piece here. He takes, I take, and yeah, he resigned. That was it. All right. Well, that was a very interesting game. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you all next time. Bye now.